Welcome to the Emporia Public Schools podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Allison Anderson Harder, Superintendent. This podcast is our way to provide students, staff, parents, and community members easy access to information on a variety of topics. Once you've listened to a podcast, you will notice a link to an electronic form that would encourage you to use and provide feedback or ideas about the podcast you just listened to, or to share ideas for future episodes. Today I am visiting with Mr. Walker Ayers, the new principal at Logan Avenue Elementary. Welcome, Walker.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. So talk to us about yourself and your educational journey.
Well, my name is Walker Ayers, and I'm originally from Osage City, Kansas. Came to Emporia State and got my first degree in sociology. I was originally an L.Ed. major, and then I transferred over to sociology. And after graduation, I met my wife, Logan Ayers, who also works for the district. She's an instructional coach for Village, and that kind of set me back on the path of getting back into education and kind of seeing her helping in her classroom and helping her with bulletin boards and that kind of stuff just made me wish I'd suck it out. So I went back and got my L.Ed. degree, and administration had kind of always been the goal. So then that immediately went into my master's degree, and that kind of just brought me to Logan Avenue.
Well, and for our podcast listeners that may not be educators, so elementary education degree is when you're saying L.Ed.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So sometimes, just to make sure everybody understands,
Sure.
Education loves acronyms. And
yes.
So the more we can break that
yesterday.
down, the better. So talk to us about what inspired you or who inspired you about becoming an educator and or a school principal.
Growing up, I had the same elementary principal for my career, K through 8, Mr. Dwight Stoppel. And at the time, I didn't necessarily recognize that was kind of who I was looking to emulate. But he is a very strong leader, very passionate, very caring. His motto still rings in my head today: you have to control your excitement. So students are probably going to hear that from me next year. And then from there, the person that I probably try to copy myself from would be Mr. Dathan Fisher. I was able to be with him at William Allen White, and I learned more from him in those 5 months than I have probably learned from anyone at any point. And he's just a phenomenal leader and someone that I hope to replicate.
Really love Dathan's leadership style. He's very calm. He's very reflective. Really likes to think through things.
Oh yeah, he was very supportive without being overbearing, and it was a very nice balance to be able to see and observe.
Nice. So talk to us. I told you I wasn't going to throw you any wild cards, but this isn't a wild card.
Okay.
You mentioned control your excitement. So what does that mean?
At the time, as an elementary student, I honestly would say I didn't know what it meant. But then now when I'm thinking about that he wanted us to be excited, but he wanted us to be under control too. So it's like he wanted us to have those happy moments, and he wanted everyone to be enjoying their time there, but we also had to be under control, and you couldn't get over the top. And it helps with volume, and it resonates with the students because he said it daily, and I'm 35 now and haven't been around him in years, and I can still hear his exact voice when he says you have to control your excitement.
So that might translate into the term we hear now is self-regulate.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So really, we want people to be excited, children, adults, but just managing that. So everybody has an opportunity to be excited.
Absolutely.
Just all in their own way. So looking ahead at the 2023-2024 school year, what are you most excited about?
I'm most excited to take on the new role and all of the challenges that are going to come with it. It is a goal I've been working towards for years now, so I'm just very happy to kind of see it come to fruition. And I'm just going to really enjoy my time with the staff and the students, and start to establish myself in the community, and just kind of take it all in as it's something that I've been working for.
Well, there's some great opportunities in late spring for you to start transitioning and visiting with staff. And then Vanessa Hines, who's the principal who's going to the middle school as a teacher now, had an opportunity to help in that transition. So what are some things you did in the spring and then this summer to get you prepared for August?
A meeting with Vanessa was very important to that. There was nobody that had a better idea of what was going on there than her. So meeting with her was great. getting to just see the staff and the students and starting to get kind of a pulse on the school before transitioning over there has kind of led into summer work. And it's guided me in areas that I need to focus on, while then also making sure that I continue to support and build the areas that were strengths as well.
Awesome. Well, I saw Vanessa the other day, and she's really excited about her new role at the middle school. So they were doing some training, and she's getting ready with her new team. So that's exciting.
Good. I'm excited for her.
Yeah. Talk about the goals that you have for students and staff at Logan Avenue this year.
My first goal is to make this the best year that hopefully they've had yet as a Logan Lion. I want everyone to give the best that they can each day, and really just push themselves to be the best versions that they can be. We're obviously always going to push academics, but we want to really look at the whole student, because we're not just pushing people out with a degree, we are bringing up the next generation. So we need to have well-rounded students and just continue to challenge and push themselves in each area. And it's a community that can depend on each other, and just the entire community can help build up our students at the school.
Awesome. Well, and I've been able to be in different schools, and Logan has all of our schools, but then also looking at Logan Avenue, they have great staff, great students. They're always so polite, friendly, and just happy to be there.
Absolutely.
Think about what would be the best ways for Logan Avenue families to communicate with you.
Being new to the position, I'm not 100% confident in the answer right now, but email is always going to probably be the best way. Not only does that help me keep track of what's coming in, but it helps me make sure that I'm responding to people in a timely manner. So email is probably always going to be the best. But one of my goals will always be being committed to being accessible and approachable. So I want to be visible and seen not only by the students and the staff, but community as well. Open door policy. So if anyone ever has comments, questions, concerns, they can email, call, come see me in person. This position is for the people, so I want to make sure that I'm serving the people.
Absolutely, that's a great answer. Thinking about, I'm gonna pop back up to what is something that you would like students and staff to know about you.
Couple things. The big one would be huge Kansas City Chiefs fan. I've always been a fan since as long as I can remember. For the longest time, it was pretty dark. Wasn't fun to be a fan. But the last 5 years has kind of made up the first 30. So just really soaking that in, and just appreciating that we now have one of the best players in the NFL. So it's really been a roller coaster ride as a Chiefs fan. As far as hobbies, my favorite hobby is I'm a big automotive enthusiast. I build what they call mini trucks. It's like a lowrider, but instead of using hydraulic and oil, it uses compressors and air. So it lifts up, it can do the side-to-side stuff, and it lays flat on the ground. And I've always had a truck with air ride, and then now that I have 3 children, I'm trying to build one with a back seat so I can fit car seats.
Awesome. I bet the students of Logan Avenue would love to see a demonstration of that sometime.
Someday. The motor is still currently sitting on a stand next to it, so the goal might have to be 2025. But at some point, it'll be operational and they will get to see it.
That'll be something to look forward to.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm going to liken your description of the Chiefs to our school district, so that we've been in some dark times, but we've had a lot of good things that are happening. And so see some really great things on the horizon. And even through some of those challenging times, we've had a lot of really great things that are happening. And we have new math resources. We're getting ready for an English language arts resource this year. And so just doing some different things, vertical alignment, which means really making sure that we're aligning from preschool all the way to a senior, to make sure that we're hitting all those state standards for students, and making sure that they understand all of that. What would you say, as you're becoming more familiar with Logan Avenue community, what have you found to be the biggest strength of that community?
I was blessed with the opportunity to go over to the building a couple times last year, and it really helped me build a sense of what Logan Avenue did well, and maybe some areas of improvement, but it also gave me a snapshot of just who they were. How much the staff cared about the students jumped out immediately as a strength. They're passionate about the students, and they always put their needs first, and I wanted to meet individually with as many staff members as I could, and each person that I met with, the first thing they talked about was the students. So they're very, very oriented of having the students up front. And I think it's very important for families to know just how much the staff cares about their students and how much pride they take in them.
Well, and we had our administrator retreat yesterday. And so, one of the things when we were talking about what is our why as a district leadership team, first thing that came up was kids. And so, everything that we do is all about kids, whether it's food service, transportation, teaching, principals, district office, it all comes back to our students.
And as long as they're up front, we're going to do well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as we wrap up our podcast, let's remind our families of the important dates that are coming up in August. That will be here before we know it.
August 14th is going to be your open house at Logan Avenue. That's going to be the opportunities for families to come and meet their teachers, see their classrooms, kind of get a feel for the school. I'm working on something right now. There might be an added bonus of getting to meet the new principal and maybe picking up a prize. And that way I can kind of entice more people to come see me as they're excited for their classroom and their teachers and things like that. More will come about that later. August 15th is going to be Jumpstart Day. For anyone that is not familiar with that, that is for students that are new to the school or new to the district, and it just allows them to get into the building, see some staff members, get a feel for the building, kind of run through the schedule a little bit, and just kind of familiarize themselves without being overwhelmed with all of the returning students there that kind of are already familiar with the school. And then August 16th will be the first day of school for all returning students, and I can't wait to see all of the staff, students, and parents for the upcoming year.
That's awesome. Well, and you mentioned Jumpstart. Jumpstart is such a great time because really, as students are coming in as a new student or new to the building, then it is nice to be able to make those connections with teachers and feel familiar and not feel more comfortable when all the other students come.
And absolutely, coming from another district as well, we didn't have Jumpstart Day, so that was something that really jumped out to me because it did help students familiarize themselves, and it gave them I remember the ones that I have participated in, it wasn't just fifth or third grade students that I was with. I was with Jen McKay with a kindergartner all day. And then it kind of gives those students adults that they're already building relationships with that may not necessarily just be their teacher as well.
That's awesome. Well, is there anything else as we're concluding our episode? Is there anything that you would like to share that you haven't had the opportunity to share yet?
Just really excited to get started, and it's going to be a great year to be a Logan Lion.
Awesome. Well, Walker, thank you so much for being here, and welcome as a principal to Logan Avenue. That's very exciting.
It is, and thank you for having me, and it was an honor to be on here.
Absolutely. Thank you. As we conclude this episode, we would like to remind our listeners that below the podcast link, there is a link to an electronic form for anyone to provide feedback or ideas about the podcast you may have just listened to, or to share ideas for future podcasts. We end on our Emporia Public Schools mission statement: we engage, we empower, we inspire. Thank you for listening, and watch for upcoming episodes.